Everyone, good afternoon. This is Nurse Grace. You're welcome to Maternal and Child Health. Have you ever wondered why nurses usually advise you to put your baby to breast as soon as you deliver? Maybe you deliver through spontaneous vaginal delivery or after cesarean section, and they discovered that the effect of anesthesia has weared off, and they begin to worry you, they begin to advise you to put your baby to breast immediately. We are doing this because we want to make sure that there is early initiation of breastfeeding. Not only early initiation of breastfeeding, we want to make sure that lactation is established and the lactation is maintained. Okay, it's not only about establishing, we need to make sure that this lactation is maintained. That is the reason why most women, after establishing lactation, they find it difficult to maintain lactation. They will start complaining that the breast is no longer producing enough milk. So every preparation starts from onset. The first day, the highest within 24 or 48 hours, depending on maternal health or child health. But if the baby is okay and the mother is okay, both mother and child are stable, there is nothing stopping you from commencing breastfeeding immediately. So I want you to note that during pregnancy, I want to make sure you understand exactly what is happening in lactation. All right, or do I say physiology of lactation? During pregnancy, progesterone and estrogen are major hormones that make sure that the baby in the womb thrives. They are the one that keeps the baby in the womb, all right, growing, all right. And not only that, they make sure that the mammary gland develop. That is why during pregnancy you see people having larger breasts. Okay, breasts becoming more pronounced. It is the effect of hormones known as progesterone and estrogen. And so as soon as the baby comes out, the level of estrogen and progesterone falls. They have ended their duty, giving way to another hormone known as prolactin. This prolactin is the hormone in charge of production of milk. All right. So what it does is, as soon as it comes in, it alerts the already prepared mammary gland. It alerts the acini cell alveoli, lactiferous duct, ampulla, nipple. It alerts them that the baby is already out, that any moment from now they will start feeding, they will start walking. And so the breast, all of them, all these structures within the mammary gland, within the breast, are waiting for the baby to start suckling. That is why we want you to start as early as possible, because there is this effect in suckling reflex of your baby. The moment you put the baby to breast and the baby suckle, there is a reflex, there is a transmission of message to the brain, and the brain will send signal to the mammary gland, all right, that the baby has resumed work. As soon as they got the signals, there will be a contraction of the muscles of the mammary gland, allowing the acini cells to produce milk in the alveoli. So from that alveoli, it goes to the lactiferous duct, from lactiferous duct to the ampulla to the nipple. So as soon as the baby keeps sucking, it means that when the ampulla is filled up, which is the reservoir for the for milk, baby is withdrawing and is refilling. Is a kind of mechanical work, taking, refilling, drawing and refilling, drawing and refilling. So by the time the baby continue to suck it out and the breast is filling it back, all right, you are gradually establishing lactation. All right, you are gradually establishing lactation. And so, peradventure, or in any case that you did not start when you are needed, or when you are required to start, it then means that you are inhibiting. There is a cut short somewhere. The brain must pick the signals. That is why we will normally ask you to establish breastfeeding through inserting the breast to the nipple, so that this brain will get the signals. And this let down reflex, because we normally call it let down reflex, cannot be able to function unless the baby suckles. Okay, also, and when during this suckling, oxytocin is released. Oxytocin is another hormone released by the posterior pituitary gland, which make your uterus to contract. That is the reason why sometimes when you are breastfeeding, you will be feeling abdominal cramp. Some of them will be saying that their stomach is aching. It is involution. It is expected. If you don't contract, if your uterus doesn't contract, there is tendency for the woman to bleed. So this, as the baby is breastfeeding or suckling, the uterus continue to contract as a result of release of oxytocin. All right. Also, by the time the baby continue to feed on demand, not intermittent, feed on demand, the breast is continually filled and emptied. The breast is continually filled and emptied. And that is the reason why, again, on the first day, the amount of breast milk produced is not compared to the amount of breast milk that will be produced the subsequent day, as in the following day. All right, the more the baby suckle, the more the establishment, the recycle goes on. The more prolactin produces more breast milk, the more lactation is established. And before you know it, within 7 to 8 days, the effect of prolactin begins to diminish. So it's depending on you, your baby's suckling factor, all right, and the release of oxytocin to maintain lactation. So we are not only talking about onset of breastfeeding, we are talking about establishment and at the same time maintenance of lactation. These three things must be put in place for you to have a successful breastfeeding journey. Okay, that is why we normally ask you to start early enough, so that even though nothing is coming out that very first day, because some of you will say, I'm not sure breast is coming out. Even though breast is not coming out, yes, it's expected, all right, but by the time the message is sent to the brain, the moment the baby suckles, there is this tingling nature that you feel within you. You feel the sensation as it's going safe. Yes, you will feel the sensation, and the brain will receive the signal, then send it back to the mammary gland that the baby has resumed work. The contraction will occur, acinar cell will produce milk, and there will be flow of milk down to the ampulla, and let down will take place. That is how breast is